I
Um,
need a tissue.
okay, go get one.
I'm gonna leave.
Go get one. She just really wants to be off the show.
Off the shelf.
We are back.
All right.
We watched The Fifth Element because this is, so I'm Jake and this is Sam.
And this
And
is a girl because
this
of
is
diversity.
Hazel.
Hazel.
And this is,
this is a disaster.
yes. Why don't you introduce the film since it's your favorite movie?
It's not my favorite movie. It's my favorite bad movie.
Hazel's favorite film ever.
My favorite
she actually
film
cried.
ever is Silence of the Lambs, which you have not seen yet.
You've never seen it?
I've seen pieces of it.
I know.
Oh,
I own it. I just haven't watched it.
My favorite, but this is
That's-
my favorite bad
that's
movie.
a good one.
It is a, what did it say? Pop sci-fi, jaw-dropping, mind-blowing pop epic, according to NBC TV.
Mhm.
They got it right.
So right. So we had seen this. You hadn't
I
seen
hadn't
it.
seen it.
What were your initial thoughts?
I don't know. This movie was like watching a cartoon.
But it struggles because I don't know. Luc Besson must know what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody else
Was that
knows
his
what it's
vision?
supposed to be. So you know a ton of like the backstory on this. Who was because one of the really unique things of the picture is its aesthetic.
Oh, yes.
And that was
There's John Paul Gaultier?
John Paul Jones.
Something.
it doesn't say on the back.
designer. He's very famous, and he did all the costumes, and I think he went maybe a little bit overboard,
It's a lot.
maybe a lot.
I want that cut out back, whatever
Bruce
that
Willis?
was.
Tank
His little tank top. Yeah. So 1997. It's 125 minutes, and George Lucas stole.
George Lopez.
George Lopez.
Lopez.
George Lucas stole a huge chunk of this movie for Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Play it hard. Let's play it hard.
Bruce Willis. It's Bruce Willis, Mila Jovovich. Jovovich?
I don't know.
I thought it
Well,
was Jovovich.
because you said she was from the USSR.
She is from the
So it must be
USSR.
like Jovovic.
I have a piece of
something.
popcorn stuck in my teeth.
Perfect.
Going great.
Hurts.
And Academy Award winner Gary Oldman is in this film.
Yes, he is.
They're not here.
Bruce Willis plays a cab driver. Mila Jovovich plays a
What was she?
Mystical.
god, a
being.
goddess. Yeah, the divine being, the supreme being,
fifth
Ian Holm
element.
calls her. She's the fifth element, which they say several times over the
Five,
course
I
of this
think,
movie.
Total.
5 times.
A fifth element. Fifth element.
The fifth element.
The fifth element.
That's got to be
I
planned.
think it.
It has to be.
Who wrote it? Who
Oh,
wrote this?
yeah.
Luc Besson
There
and
you
like
go.
2 other people. Luc Besson. Oh. Robert Mark Kamen was the other screenwriter. Or Robert Common, the rapper. So,
Just four different-
yeah.
Robert, comma, Mark, comma, Common.
This movie is a spectacle.
I have to say though,
For one.
like they knew what the world was like that they were in
Mm-hmm.
for the most part. Like there's just, they don't talk about it again, but there's just garbage piled up in their airport.
The world is well established,
But it's weird.
but it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. There's no reason for it to be the way it is.
But then it's like you're not surprised when other weird stuff shows up.
yeah.
Chris Tucker plays the role of a lifetime as Ruby
Ruby Rod.
Rod. This movie's just full of such memorable characters.
It's weird. It's for some reason like a cult classic, but I think people watch it and then forget how.
Amazing it is.
Yeah. That
It's
would be a
amazing.
word.
It's
That's a word for it.
amazing.
Yep.
It's so good.
But yeah, this is
1997 was a great year.
it's a really important film.
Hmm.
It made a lot of money.
How did this movie get made?
I don't know.
Who greenlit it? Somebody at Columbia. Oh, it's Sony. Sony made this movie.
That common.
No,
for them?
Sony throws money at weird stuff.
Yeah.
Also, Mila Jovovich's nipples.
A lot.
A lot of her
A
nipples.
lot. When you realize that Luc Besson
Was having an affair.
was having an affair with her at the time, so he just wanted to keep putting her nips in the movie.
Gotta put her nips in the movie.
There's the wife.
His actual wife.
That's what she really looks like.
That's
too.
her.
So obviously you can see.
Yeah. No, she plays the diva. What's the actual one? Some sort of opera singer, which is one of the best sequences in the whole film.
The dancing.
That-
If you don't watch anything from this movie, watch that scene.
Go look up Fifth Element diva dance battle. The good things. So there's good like nothing.
Good thing.
Building.
The world building is good. The soundtrack.
That's a very dangerous gun. You know, maybe you better let me hang on to this one for you, huh?
The sets were impressive.
The sets were impressive.
Bruce
had-
Willis is like charming as Bruce Willis
But
himself.
he's the only one I think who's trying to act in
No,
this
I
movie.
think Gary Oldman took this very seriously.
He called. He said, I need you to do a movie. I didn't read the script. It was a favour.
What did you think of it, like the finished product? Because it's kind of become almost a cult classic.
I know, but that's the wacky world we live in.
Leroy Jenkins and
He did.
thing.
That's He Leroy Jenkins to this whole movie.
That's what I would describe it.
Just burst onto set and existed.
Because like Gary Oldman is a good actor.
Academy Award winner.
That's what I don't
Gary Oldman.
understand. People like him and like, okay, Ben Affleck, this is a PSA. We're worried about you. Please stop. Please stop. I just need him to not.
If
Play
he's
an
watching
autistic
this.
kid and
In The
Accountant.
Accountant, which I'm gonna go see it.
I'm gonna see it too.
I want to
That's
see autistic kids shoot people.
Autism
Batfleck
the
needs to
movie.
stop.
Autism action movie. AA.
This movie makes weird creative decisions. Just odd script choices, like the evil entity having to call Gary Oldman's secretary.
Well, that's what you were talking about. Like, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be an action movie or a slapstick comedy.
Yeah, because there's a lot of
Because
like
there's a
pseudo
lot of
slapstick.
like humor in the movie, but you don't know if it's at points you're supposed to be laughing.
Yeah.
Mama, what's this thing with all these numbers? No. Because if it was a bomb, the alarms will go off because all these hotels have bomb detectors, right?
This is a Type A alert.
That was the problem with like the style of the movie is like
All over the place.
you're not sure what it's trying to be
Uh-uh.
because the world is built, but you're like, okay, is it supposed to be funny? Am
Yeah.
I supposed to be worried? Mm-hmm. What's happening?
And it's got the weird Egypt flashback at the very beginning. Or not flashback so much as the whole rest of the movie is a flash forward. But it's like, it's almost like the Brendan Fraser mummy for about 10 minutes.
That was a fun movie.
And then it turns into Kingdom of the Crystal Skull for like 2 minutes.
Whatever happened to Brendan Fraser?
He
died.
just fell off the map. I don't know.
Oh, wait, he was in a movie. It was like a Looney Tunes movie.
How much is Brendan Fraser worth?
Who knows?
That's the real
Look it up.
question.
See
Like,
Brendan Fraser's
Pre-Looney Tune movie or after the?
Brendan
It was pretty.
Fraser.
I don't know. The greatest Looney Tunes movie is Space Jam.
Yeah.
Internet. There's some weird racism in this movie. There's a Asian character who brings
yeah.
Thai food to Bruce Willis, and he is almost as racist as Mickey Rourke is in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
At least this guy was like an actual Asian.
he
man.
was, and not a white guy in yellow face.
That is bad luck. But grandfather say it never rain every day. This is good news, guarantee. I bet you lunch.
Interesting creative decisions.
Yeah. I don't know what would have made this movie better though. Like when you think about it,
Nothing. It's perfect.
could you fix it? Is it salvageable as
I
a
feel like if it was a comedy,
like a satire of space movies or like weird sci-fi?
yes, I think it would have been if like the stylistic direction had been a little more clear. I think it could have been like a movie, like
And cut it down. little bit.
Yeah, and the pacing. Yeah, they cut some stuff out, or the pacing was better. Like, it could be a legitimate cult movie where it's not like people like it because it's bad.
Yeah.
Where people like actually like it because they're like, no, it's like got a bunch of underlying themes and you're missing the point.
It does have an underlying theme of, is humanity worth saving?
That they get to in like the last like
shoved it
the
in,
very
in, like,
end
5 minutes
when
to the
she's
end.
watching all the bad things that have happened on Earth.
like
Pretty
this
heavy-handed.
movie.
Yeah, like it's just this movie, and she goes, "People aren't worth saving." Would you recommend The Fifth Element if we have nothing else to talk about?
I
The Fifth
will
Element.
probably forget about it and then
Remember it?
I'll think, oh, let's watch that again.
'Cause I bought this for you
And
for
then
like
hate it.
Christmas.
Well, because, okay, the story with this one for me was that my dad watched this movie when I was like 7. I just saw a girl with cool hair, and I dyed my hair red years later. Childhood problems.
Would you recommend?
I don't know. I mean,
I feel like if you're a Bruce Willis or a Gary Oldman fan and you just want to have some fun,
if you're a Gary Oldman fan, don't watch it.
I
don't soil
like
it.
watching him be not good Gary Oldman.
It was, I mean, yeah, like if you are looking for a way to kill 2 hours, that's definitely interesting. It's colorful.
It's an experience.
Yes.
It's like a time capsule of the 90s in a way.
That's what the
that
90s was like.
It's like not like
Just
Buffy's
like
a
that.
time capsule of the 90s where it's like the way the 90s were, but like what people thought was creative in the 90s.
Yeah, because this was 2 years before The Phantom Menace. But that's just a different set of problems. And 4 years after Jurassic Park.
What does that have to do with?
Landmark 90s films.
just getting a timeline down.
Yeah.
All right.
I would recommend The Fifth Element because it's a perfect film. A masterwork of modern cinema.
Great.
So that's The Fifth Element.
That's it.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.